welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. Welcome to San Francisco. Welcome to, apparently it's a new trend on here on the stream, and that is CRJ Tuesday, because I think we've done the CRJ Tuesday, or sorry, the CRJ on Tuesday a couple different times, and I'm clearly parked in the wrong terminal. I should be over here with American and United, and I think I saw Delta, but instead we're over on the other side with Alaska, and is that a Horizon? What is that pink one? And Southwest over there as well. So again, welcome to CRJ Tuesday. Yep, Delta's there. Welcome to Sacramento. We are doing a flight today in the CRJ. We're heading up, oh, sorry, it's going to be down to LAX, so Los Angeles. And I don't have the update for the InnoBuilds LAX. I don't even think I'm using the LAX InnoBuilds. I think I'm using the default Asoba one. For whatever reason, I feel like InnoBuilds looks really, really nice, but the performance is such a hit. It's such a massive hit. So I think that's like the main reason I don't use it personally. But we're using Beyondatc. This is a Pilot's Life Chapter 2 flight, of course. And let's get rolling, shall we? We'll keep the music on for a little bit, because I love this intro music. This was, I made this on Suno, and it turned out really well. Really well. Let's go to aircraft and connect. Let's go up top here. Power's on. AC in use. I don't know if we have to do the pumps. I still don't know for sure. Let's start the APU. That is cooking. Let's get some lights on as well, shall we? And hydraulic pumps as well. No smoking, seatbelt, and arm the emergency exit lights. And we're going to go down here to the bottom, get our navs all situated, and then we'll head on over here. We're going to go to flight plan, import our flight plan, and before we send it to the FMS, yeah, that's right. We're going to go to position and grab our position and drop that in there. Then we'll go and send it to the FMS, set the payload, go to aircraft, go to performance, copy this to the FMS, and set all. And at that point, we should be pretty grand here. So we have a 7.3 on the trim. If we go on down here, our flight plan's now imported. We're expecting a departure of runway 17 right via Foothill? I'm guessing Foothill 3 via the FRA transition. Execute it. Our arrival is expected to be 24 right. This will be interesting because I haven't done a LAX arrival since the last time it kind of gave me some weird vectors with Beyondatc. Well, it didn't give me weird vectors, it just didn't have me on the approach, which is very odd with Beyondatc. All right, so we have that all set in there as well. Let's go into performance. In it, and we see that's all grand. A cruising altitude's a 35000, and then we'll execute that as well. All right, so we're in legs section. Beautiful. We're going to switch this over to radio. Oops, not that one. Radio. Beautiful. And I think we're pretty much all set at this point, aren't we? Let's get our ATC clearance. So let's go over to Beyondatc. And put in clearance for capital 2111. Sorry, 1211. Wow. All right, we have that all set in there, and let's go ahead and switch. Capital clearance, SkyWest 5297, ready for IFR clearance to Los Angeles.
Clearance cleared to Los Angeles. Foothill tree departure with the Friant transition, then as filed. Maintain 4,000 feet. Departure frequency 127.4. Squawk tree 104.
3104. Clear to Los Angeles. Foothills 3 departure with the RA transition, then is filed. Maintain 4000, departure 127.4, squawk 3104, SkyWest 5297. Okay.
Negative, departure frequency 127.4.
Departure 127.4, SkyWest 5297.
SkyWest 5297, read back correct. Contact ground 121.7 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.7, SkyWest 5297. Okie dokie. So, up to 4,000 on departure. Capital ground, SkyWest 5297, ready for pushback and engine start. And let's go over here, remove the
SkyWest
chocks.
5297, capital ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Face west, SkyWest 5297. Faced west direction. That is this way. Alright, release the parking brakes, and let's go push back. Get our clock rolling as well. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1. And that's good. Clock still didn't start. Let's get that going. Come on, you stupid clock. There we go. Alright, and it was a 7.3 on the trim. 7.3 on trim. And then we're going to wait for our N2 to get up to 20. And let's introduce some fuel. At that point, I'd like to get the reversers in as well. It's a bit early here in Sacramento, so we're probably not going to get a lot of traffic with Beyond ATC. Although it's like an hour difference from my time, I think, right? I think it's only an hour difference. That is a Southwest. Oh, they're both Southwest. Is that a Southwest?
United 2601.
Is that a Hawaiian Air?
Capital Tower 125.7.
Alright,
Over
clear
to
the
tower
beep. Up top
125.7,
here.
United
Start
2601.
engine at number 1. I think it's Hawaiian. Alright, so let's go flaps down to 8. And engine number 1 is coming on board. Capital ground, SkyWest 5297, ready for taxi to the active.
SkyWest 5297, runway 17 right taxi via Yankee Alpha Alpha Tree.
17 right via Yankee Alpha Alpha 3, SkyWest 5297. Righty then. Okay, cool. So we have our taxi clearance. Pushbacks looking good, engines looking good. Let's go on down here next, and let's go stab trim, mock trim, and yaw dampers. Call for that. Let's go to map on here. Let's start squawking. And we have good engine number 1. Let's get our ACs on.
At gate Alpha 3, request pushback.
Let's get our probe heats on. And let's turn off our
Delta
APU.
1079, capital ground,
Okay.
pushback and engine start approved. Face
So we're going to take, what is this here, Yankee?
Pushback approved. Face east.
We're going to take
Delta
Yankee
1079.
down to Alpha, and then we're going to go to Alpha 3. Short little taxi. It's always fun coming into Sacramento. Apologies for the last minute notice on the stream. Today's normally the podcast recording day, but we had to reschedule that, so that's why there was no scheduled, well, there was a scheduled stream, it's just last minute. There was no early scheduled stream. I think Thursday will be the next stream day, and then sometime next week, I don't know exactly. Alright, looking good here. Let's go to flight directors on. So So I had a flight scheduled in a pilot's life. It was a short hop. And I had contemplated, instead of taking the CRJ, just doing that short hop in a GA. But I was like, well, it might be cool. I don't remember where it was anymore. I think it was somewhere in Colorado. Welcome in, Gardner. Should I buy the flight beam or
Delta 1079.
Kate,
Request taxi.
what do I have?
Delta
That's a good question.
1079, runway 17 left taxi via Charlie Tree, Delta Tree.
Let me see what I have.
Runway 17 left taxi.
I have
via
the flight
Charlie
beam.
3, Delta 3, Delta 1079.
I have the flight beam, oh shoot, I forgot to put the taxi lights on. The flight's beam, Denver. And I'm happy with it. Is it on sale? Because, I think that sale is still on Flight Sim Store, the marketplace. I think the marketplace, the only thing I'd really ideally buy from there is scenery. That's not updated as frequently. Planes I'd like to get off the marketplace. Over the tower, 125.7, SkyWest 5797. See ya. Capital Tower, SkyWest 5797, ready to go, runway 17 right. Alright, we'll go to auto ATC response.
SkyWest 5297, Capital Tower, wind 160 at 5, fly heading 110, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
110.
Fly heading 110, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff. SkyWest 5297.
Yeah, I don't know why. I like the Asobo Denver is not bad, but the flight beam added a little bit more to it, and the flight beam's really smooth. I'm really surprised every time I go into Denver. It's a bigger airport, so you expect it to be a bit more complex, but it's really smooth. That's a damn good vector on departure here. All right, up to Toga. Let's go flying. Winds are slightly off center line. Nothing crazy. And this Sacramento's really good too. I don't remember who makes this one. Alright, V1 and rotating. Positive rate. Gear going up. We get to about 400 feet above, and then we can go ahead and make our turn to the left. There we go. Let's make our turn. Let's trim our nose down a little bit.
SkyWest 5297, contact NorCal departure, see you.
Over to
Contact
departure.
NorCal departure, SkyWest
Build up
5297.
a little bit more speed, and then we can go ahead and bring those flaps up.
NorCal departure, SkyWest 5297. Good morning, 1500.
Alright, first notch of flaps are coming on up.
5297, NorCal departure, radar contacts cleared direct fill, resume the foothill tree, climb maintain 17,000 feet.
And 17,000.
Cleared direct to fill. Resume the foothill tree.
Full flaps up.
Climb maintain 17,000 feet. SkyWest 5297.
Okay, I call that a pretty solid departure. Trimming on down a little bit. Looking good. Let's go and bring the reversers off. And let's go to nav. We'll go to speed. We'll ham fly this up to 10,000. Swing over to the left a little bit. Went off course just a hair. It's a little bit of a breeze, so it's pushing over. Oh, speaking of that, I have a story I have to tell you about my flight last night. It's such a fun plane to fly. It really is. I have a lot of fun flying the CRJ. It's been, I tell you what, it's been just a blast having more aircrafts to fly with 2024. So much so that I haven't even flown the 737, the PMDG 737 in 2024 for quite a while. Our AP's on.
1079, 600.
Just because we have other aircrafts now we can fly that are actually fully supported.
Delta 1079, NorCal departure, radar contact, clear direct C-tune, resume the SACTown 4, climb flight level 180. Clear direct SCWN.
Aircraft sounds are a little muffled.
Climb maintain flight level 180.
Like in the stream?
Delta 1079.
I think it's because I have them set lower. I can bring it up a little bit. So, okay, so last night I did a flight. Where was it from now? It was Bemidji, Minnesota to Minneapolis. Okay. And in that flight, so it was, I tried FS HUD, okay? And it's been a little bit since I've done FS HUD. The reason why I wanted to do FS HUD is because I was reading through the web and it said that the live traffic was fixed, and that's kind of been my thing with FS HUD, is that you have to use another injector. So you can use either the built-in injector, or you can use
SkyWest 5297.
Or you can use
Oakland
another
Center,
one, like
SkyWest
FSLTL,
5297.
AIG I think might work as well.
1,700 feet for 17,000 feet.
So anyways, I did FS HUD,
SkyWest 5297,
and
Oakland Center. Climb maintain flight level 350.
350.
Climb maintain flight level 350, SkyWest
I would,
5297.
so SimBrief, and you know this happens with Beyond ATC as well, but SimBrief told me runway 35, or what was it? Runway 30, whatever it is, Minneapolis. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but you know, 1 to 3s for landing. So I'm following the path in. Everything's going grand. And then it tells me that I'm cleared for the visual, runway 12 right. And I was so confused because the winds were facing, they were headwind coming in to land runway 3, I think, was it 30, right? In Minneapolis? The winds were headwind, direct headwind. And if I would have done the other way, it would have been a tailwind for sure. And the winds were gusting up to like 20 plus knots. So I don't know what happened at that point. I don't know. Okay, and then here's the other crazy part, is that the METAR information I was showing in a pilot's life didn't match the Sims METAR. It was significantly off with the winds. The METAR in a pilot's life was showing me like 8 knots. Still, it would have been the correct runway to land at, so FS HUD kind of goofed that up somehow. But the sim winds were like 20. So, and I know the sim's behind, but that's a big difference with wind. Huge difference with wind. It was wild. I ended up landing where I was supposed to land. But the cool thing is, FS HUD did have the traffic working just fine with the, you know, the live traffic from Flight Sim 2024. And it's really cool to see all the planes there. They're all functioning properly. You can hear them talking on the comms. It's really cool. So bravo to them. Like, outside of the weird landing situation, the whole flight was perfectly fine. And it's cool to have traffic in there. Now, here's the other thing is the performance, like, tanked. And I don't know if you can, I know you can adjust the quality of traffic. I don't know if you can adjust like the amount of traffic with live traffic in Flight Sim. So that might have been it. There was still the issue where the gates were like randomly trying to spawn to an aircraft that wasn't there, which is unique and different. Let's bring up that speed. But it was cool to see FS HUD's traffic in 2024 working. I was able to try it with 2020, and it worked just fine. It was great, but I'd made the switch over to 2024. So it was cool to see finally Asobo's got the live traffic working properly. Let's see, Max, new to channel, just finished my setup for my computer and bought the 2024. Where do I grab the CRJ? So if you want the updated CRJ, the V2, you have to currently buy it through a third-party marketplace. Aerosoft, I think Contrail has it. Who's the other one? Just Flight might have it. That's a question mark, but I would get it from like Contrail, honestly, or you can get it from Aerosoft directly from them. It will eventually be in the marketplace, but I was just talking about that earlier, where personally the in-store marketplace, I would probably only buy scenery, not aircrafts, because aircrafts tend to get updated more frequently, whereas scenery typically does not. And it's a pretty big deal with aircrafts. Look at the Inibuilds A350, for example. It had a billion updates, and it's always been behind with the marketplace updates. Also, thanks for the introducing me to Beyondatc. It's been a game changer. Awesome. Hey, that's great to hear, Max. Very good to hear, and welcome to the channel. I don't have a consistent streaming schedule. I kind of just do it all for fun. Same with the videos on the channel. It's all just for fun. But normally I stream in the mornings, like this time right now. How are the vectors in FS HUD compared to Beyondatc? Well, so that's the thing that's interesting. Is with FS HUD, the UI is nice because in the UI it shows you the next waypoint you're going to be hitting or expected to hit. Okay, and Beyondatc does not have that. And I really like that feature because if there is going to be a technical issue, at least you can prepare yourself for that technical issue beforehand. And with Beyondatc, you can certainly ask what the next fix is going to be, but it does change things up sometimes as well, so it's not always consistent. For vectors itself, I think the vectors are very... I think they're both very similar. I don't think one's better than the other with the vectors itself. FS HUD might currently have a more consistent... Now, it's been a while since I've tried FS HUD consistently. I've kind of jumped into it every couple weeks, whereas I use Beyondatc majority of my flights. But I would say FS HUD probably follows the stars more consistently than Beyondatc does. And this will be, like I said, a very interesting flight here, because the last time I did this flight, so if we look at the maps here, do I have charts installed? Cool. If we look at the map here, how do you move on here? How do you move the map? Why doesn't it just move when we... That's weird. Okay. Okay, so here's our arrival. Okay. When I did this flight last time with Beyondatc, it had me follow the star coming in, but then it did a weird vector. No, hold on. No, it didn't have me descend. So I should have started descending somewhere around here, but it never gave me the descent. And so I asked it for the descent, and it did it did its what's it say, something like expect runway blah blah blah, right? It didn't tell me to descend, and I was like, okay, I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to maintain where I am. And then eventually I just started descending because I don't know what happened there. But it looked like it was going to have me follow the star, and it eventually detoured off the star to directly to the ILS intercept. It was really weird, and it all worked out fine, with the exception of the altitude issue. It all worked out fine. It was just a really strange thing. And I reported that I think I reported it to Beyondatc. How does FS HUD provide radar vectors on departures with manual legs or no SIDS like Beyondatc does? Radar vectors on departures. So it will go to it. So it won't follow SIDS then. So it will go to the whatever is your waypoint, whatever your fix is on departure. So it will try to it will give you a, how's it do it now? So I think, I'm trying to think for sure. I'm trying to think of a flight I've done that doesn't have a SID. I think it just directs you to your next waypoint. Or does it say fly runway heading? Yeah, I think it says fly runway heading. Once you get up to a certain altitude, it then just directs you direct to blah blah blah. So if you don't have a SID, it'll just have you direct to whatever the waypoint is on your flight plan. I remember doing FS HUD for the very first time. What was it? It was into Tampa. I did a flight into Tampa with FS HUD. And just like say intentions, it had a really weird issue where, so if you come into Tampa from the west, if you go into east, it's kind of a weird approach, but it got lost, and Say Intentions got lost as well. I don't remember ever trying Beyond. Actually, no, Beyondatc was spot on. Beyondatc was spot on with that one. I remember that now. But it was FS HUD and Say Intentions that just boggled that one every single time. So the FS HUD admin guy reached out to me, and he's like, hey, what's going on, you know, whatever. We had a conversation, and he ended up fixing it, and it was part of a big update that came out. But it was cool to see that because he was very intrigued. I gave him all the charts, I gave him positions and all that jazz, and he was able to get that going. So it's really cool to have that communication with him. And it's no different than with Beyondatc. You know, you pop it in their Discord, and they may not reach out to you. They likely won't, because they get, you know, a bunch of people that put in, you know, bugs in the system. But know that they're working on it. They'll come out with some next update. How does FS HUD manage no stars? It will direct you. It will go direct. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Well, this won't work. I'm trying to think of. Here, give me a second. Let me see if I can pull it up. How do we access?
Oakland Center, Delta 2515, climbing via Hush 2, flight level 315. Delta 2515, Oakland Center, radar contact, climb maintain flight level 370.
Okay. So here was my departure from Bemidji. Departed runway 31. Okay, so departed 31. So we took off 31.
SkyWest 5297, contact Oakland Center 121.25.
So watching my speed here too,
Center
doing
on
some multitasking.
121.25.
Okay, so we're taking
Skywest
off in
5297.
pretty much northwest, right? Taking off here. What it did is,
Oakland
after
Center,
departure,
Skywest
it told me go direct to
5297,
Gull.
leaving flight level
Okay.
339er
So I
for
went
flight
direct to
level
Gull,
350 direct free
which is a transition for the star coming into Minneapolis.
Skywest
Okay.
5297.
So they had me follow all of this. All this was correct. They told me, you know, that to I can't remember what GEP stands for in Minneapolis. They had me follow all that jazz, and we got here, and then it told me I was cleared for 1-2. So we got here, and we were cleared for 1-2. Well, 1-2's on this side, so that's the first issue that was weird. But it vectored me off the star. Well, it's supposed to be vectoring me off the star, and then to come in for the arrival. So it was just a direct 2. If that answers the question. I guess I didn't need to bring up the whole map here. But it was a direct 2. So from Bemidji, direct to Gull. And then the same thing for the arrival. So let's say there is no star into your airport. Let's say you're going, you know, whatever, you're going to a VOR, right? Let's say you're going to a VOR. You're going to go to that VOR, and then it's going to go direct you. The next one's going to be direct to whatever your intercept point will be on the approach. Yeah, make sense? Okay, so we're at cruise. We're going to watch our speed here. Yes, you'll get direct to the ILS. So it won't be a heading. It won't be heading blah blah blah, intercept this. It's just direct to. Where beyond ATC will give you the vectors, you know, turn left heading blah, turn right heading blah. FS HUD primarily seems to be direct twos. I wish I had, I don't have, let me see if I can pull up. Let me see. So you can see this is from their website, but up here on the top of it, I know it's hard to see because this is small, because it's streaming and it's small, but so they're taxiing right now. So from the airport to gate, blah blah blah, and then here's your taxi instructions. Okay, it's really cool because you can use this as guidance what you're expecting to do on your flight. And so as he taxis, it changes. So you're cleared to runway 24, and then you're going to go from 24 from this waypoint to this waypoint, and then direct to this one, right? And then see how far this flight is. I don't know if it's full flight or not. Yeah, so here we go. More directs. Okay, so then you're going from this point to this point, this point to this point. And then after this, whatever this is here, you're going to go to the ILS. So direct to the ILS for the arrival. Then he just jumped, it looks like, to the next. Switch this to a tablet. So you're landing runway, or is this taking off again? Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, here's your, oh, this is taxiing out. So, you know, departure runway. Oh, hold on. What is this? No, this is landing. Landing to one. No, this is not landing. Whatever this is. So, anyways, this I like this idea here that it has what your expected next waypoints will be, or taxiways in this case. I really like that. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's a great piece of software. There's no doubt about it. I think it's great. It's just like I rave about Beyondatc, being a one-time purchase. FS HUD is the same thing, and it consistently gets updates. It's very stable. Pretty much the only complaint I've ever had with FS HUD is it doesn't have an built-in injector. You have to use either the Microsoft Asobo one, or you have to use like a third party, and I don't want to use a third party. And the Asobo one was kind of flaky at the beginning. I'll mess with the quality a bit and see if I can get more performance. But like coming into Minneapolis, I typically will get like 60 to 70 Minneapolis with traffic, right? In that flight last night, I dropped down to 20 FPS. It was crazy. I've never experienced that before.
Oakland Center, UPS 2963 Heavy, flight level 290.
So is FS HUD better for traffic than vectors?
UPS 2963 Heavy, Oakland Center.
For traffic than vectors? I don't think FS HUD can control the traffic. Yeah, FS HUD doesn't control the traffic, from my understanding. FS HUD just reports the traffic. Is that correct? I don't think it can control the traffic. I'm pretty sure it can't. It can't control the traffic for the Microsoft injected, because that's all live weather or live traffic. So the question is, does it vector you around that traffic? And I would say no, because regardless, you're going to be following the points that it's telling you to do. And the same with Beyondatc, doesn't direct you around traffic yet. So none of it currently vectors you around traffic. And the intention is just launching their traffic, and they claim they will be able to. We'll see what happens. I know that's beyond what Beyondatc is working on as well. The thing with FS HUD is you know what you're going to expect, and it's very consistent with that aspect. With Beyondatc, I don't know if... I don't think FS HUD is dynamic with weather change either, though. I think that's a limitation it has as well. Where Beyondatc, I will get weather changes. It will come in and say, we have a what's it say? A flight plan change or something like that. So it has that feature built into it. I don't think FS HUD has that. I think it grabs your sim brief profile, and on the ground it may make that initial change like it did for me with the runway in Minneapolis. I was expecting whatever 30, and it gave me 12. So I think it will, when it generates your flight, it will do it. But you can also request at any point, like you can with the intentions, any runway you want. Whereas Beyondatc won't. Beyondatc is very, very much, this is what we're giving you, and because of traffic, we can't make any changes to it. Which is cool in a way, because that's real life, right? You can't just expect to have traffic change or runway changes because you want to land in this runway. You try to do the same thing with that sim and they'd yell at you, right? But being a sim, it'd be nice to have that flexibility. I would assume though, if you turn off traffic with Beyondatc, that you could potentially get that to work. I guess I don't know that for sure though. I rarely ever fly without traffic. Now that I got my traffic settings dialed to almost perfect for me, it's almost never fly without traffic. Alright, so we should momentarily, let's see, in about 8 minutes or so is what a pilot sec was telling me for top of descent. There was a new sim update that came out yesterday. Sim update 2 beta, whatever, number 7 or something. And so far so good. No issues with that. But Beyondatc ATC new update, has vector on approach been approved? I'd say, yeah, a bit. I haven't had any issues the past week, other than that San Francisco flight. I mean, not the LAX flight. We're going to see what happens on this flight. Although we could probably ask it, right? Oakland Center, what's the expected star into Los Angeles today? We have that LLM.
SkyWest 5297. The expected star into Los Angeles is the Ironman 2.
Ironman 2. Alright, that's what we expect. And runway 24 right. So we're gonna see this again. This will be interesting to see what happens.
SkyWest 5297, Oakland Center. Expect Ironman 2, runway 2 for right.
That's funny. Expect Ironman 2, runway 24 right, SkyWest 5297. It's like it was reading my mind. So then, normally when you get that call is when you get the, you know, prepare for descent or you're cleared for descent.
Contact Los Angeles Center 127.1.
The thing about Beyondatc is it seems to be very consistent, right? Each update seems to be pretty consistent. There's never any major game-breaking issues. I know they're focusing right now on the stuttering aircrafts that happens from time to time, and I feel it's been better since this last update they rolled out. I'll do FS HUD again at some point. Maybe not this week, probably next week. Just to kind of see. I want to try the live traffic thing and dial back the quality a bit and see if that helps with the performance. Alright, so the pilots I've seen top of descents here in about 4 minutes. So we'll see what happens with Beyondatc. Again, just like in real life, you may have to request it. The thing is, when I request top of descent with Beyondatc, sometimes it just says expect whatever runway. It doesn't tell me, you know, clear for the descent, blah blah blah. I always found that really interesting. And what was the last flight? Was the last flight into Chicago? I think it was... Was that the last stream? Where it had me go all the way around the airport? And I did post that in their Discord, in the Beyondatc Discord. And... they said it all looked fine to them because it followed the star going in, and that they currently don't support shortcuts. And I thought they did. I could have swore that I've gotten shortcuts before, but maybe I'm mixing up things. So it was interesting. But there's an example of, you know, me posting it in there, and they responded. And I don't have any special privilege with their Discord. Like, I don't have a special name. I'm just a supporter pack like a billion other people are. Say Intentions banned me from their Discord when I tried to open a support ticket with them. But I feel approach vectors are better than Say Intention. They banned you when you open a support ticket? What? I need more details if you're willing to share. For opening a support ticket to support their product, they banned you from their Discord. That's crazy. I think, I don't know, I'm still working on some content around that situation. I'm not quite sure how I want to tackle it yet. Got some things in the pipeline for some other stuff. Man, yesterday I worked on 2 videos in the morning that will be coming out over the course of the next week and a half or so. Just banging them out.
SkyWest 5297, contact Oakland Center 128.7.
I sent them a photo of an error message
Contact
not
Oakland
connecting to
Center
the sim, and they banned me
128.7,
for it.
SkyWest 5297.
That is crazy.
Have a good morning.
That is nuts. Like, they
Oakland Center,
don't
SkyWest
appreciate their
5297, flight level
customers.
350.
They really don't. It's just a bad business practice.
SkyWest 5297, Oakland Center. SkyWest 5297, contact Los Angeles Center 127.1.
Center on 127.1, SkyWest 5297.
So you may ask, why do we get transferred again? Well,
Los
because
Angeles Center,
I'm looking at our
SkyWest
maps and we are
5297.
intercepting
Good
2
morning.
different,
Flight level 350.
how do you call it?
SkyWest 5297, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Control airspace. So that's why we got transferred again. Alright, top of descent in 2 minutes now is what pilot life's telling me, so we're gonna give it that time. So runway 24 right, let me get in here and get our arrival information popped in as well. Okay, so let's go on down below here. Let's go to radio. And in radio, we type in 1085. Alright, have that all popped in there.
Air transport 3464 heavy, descend maintain
And
flight
then-
level 190.
Minimums are
Descend
322, so 320.
Air transport 3464 heavy.
just the tiniest numbers known to mankind. And there's also delay when it shows up when you're using
SkyWest
DLSS.
5297, descend via Ironman to arrival.
Okay.
Los Angeles landing runway 24 right, altimeter 3006.
I'll call that a winner. That's a pretty damn good descent instruction.
Descend via Ironman to
All right,
arrival.
we're clear
Los
down to
Angeles landing runway
6,000.
2 for right. Altimeter 3006, SkyWest 5297.
Alright, reduce our speed. Now there is no VNav, so we have to control this on our own in this plane. But you do have a little arc that shows up here. And it's not right now because it's too far out. If I zoom out the map a little bit though, it should. Where the hell is it? Oh, there, to see that pink one? So at our current pace, we're going to be way out there for our descent. Bring back that throttle some more. Bring that VS down a little bit more. Bring that throttle down even further. And we'll go ahead and let it drop because as we drop altitude, we'll pick up speed as well. The only reason I'm using the product is because Beyondatc's put me too high on the profile on landing. Really? Still? I rarely have that issue. That should have been fixed. I don't. Have you been using the experimental version? So if you, I'll bring it up here real quick. Actually, I can do it the other way.
Heavy. Good morning. Flight level 290.
So on the bottom, you see, in the bottom left, it says V. Does it say V1 dot whatever? But it says experimental at the end. Are you using the experimental version? Now it says all the same now, but welcome in, Manny. Welcome in. Typically, the experimental version for me is better. Now, early access and experimental are the same. They're on the same branch now because of the last update. But it's been a while since I had that issue. Oh, you're not a supporter. Okay. Yeah, you got to be a supporter to access that. I really, I was really hoping that it was going to be CPDLC that was going to win that poll that came out. I tried GSX. It was fine. No issues with it. I just don't use, I'm not, like, it's cool, but I just don't use all that stuff all the time. A lot of times I like to, as today, you know, I like to get pushback and rolling within 3 to 5 minutes. And it takes 3 to 5 minutes just to load the baggage with GSX. Is the too high in profile issue because I'm not support? No, Garen. That I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've had that issue. What I'm saying is the experimental version typically gets updates more frequently, so you can try out to see if any of the issues have happened. But I would, anytime that happens, pop it in their Discord, in their descent instructions, descent issues. Pop it in there because they would review it and see what's going on. But that should have been, although I don't know, now that early access and experimental are the same, does that mean, so they fixed an issue where if you didn't have a star, your approaches were too high. But they said they fixed that issue, and I think that was only part of the experimental version. So now early access, which means you should have access to that version, I think. So you, Garen, give it a shot. Yeah, because the last update came out Tuesday, right? Let me see. Patch notes. Today's Tuesday. Came out Sunday. And that had issues. Let's see what it fixed. It fixed flow of traffic stuff, rollouts, traffic management, runway logic, compatibility issues, resolve call signs, stability, fatal errors, vectoring. Here we go. Visual vectors now apply correctly when airport scenery lacks defined approaches. So yeah, that, I think that should fix some of the issues you're having. I think that will fix some of the issues you're having. Okay, how are we looking on this approach? We should be between 27 and 23. Looking pretty good. Looking really good. And if we look at our progress page, we're expecting to land in 25 minutes. We're 96 nautical miles out.
SkyWest 5297, contact Los Angeles Center 135.5.
24 right.
Contact Los Angeles Center 135.5, SkyWest 5297.
So exit till left.
Los Angeles Center, SkyWest 5297, descending via Ironman 2, flight level
What's the difference in the
235.
experimental version? So the experimental is, it's just,
Skywest
they roll out.
5297 Los Angeles Center.
So here's what I think happens. So they do builds internally first, and they all test it out, see how things go. And then they might have another branch of people they send it out to. I don't know for sure on that point. And then they send it out to the supporters in the experimental build. And then, you know, we do our thing. And then if it's stable enough, then they release it to the general public in the early access build. Or they wait and they add more stuff to it so that they have a bigger update that comes out. But I like their approach because they kind of go slow and steady versus throwing out a bunch of crap and then breaking things. We've seen that happen with other developers in the past. No one in particular. I'm not calling anyone out in particular, but that happens from time to time. Irishman, welcome in. Welcome on in. It's been a while. Last we heard, You were sad still because you didn't have your 5080. Has the depression ended? It's cool to see that the 50 series is finally available for the most part at locations. Not consistently, obviously. You can't just walk in there and grab one, but the 80s and 70s are... I look at Micro Center, just curiosity, you know, every so often, and our local ones typically have at least the 70s and a few of the 80s. If they weren't going to rip me off so much on my trade-in for the 4080, I would consider it. Ooh, 5090's on the horizon. Ooh. You gotta get that case though, man. You need a whole new case to make it happen. My wife eventually needs... It was interesting. I was watching her play Dragon Age Veilguard the other day, and it was running really good. I was very impressed. Like, she has a 9700K, or maybe it might not even be a K. I don't know if they'll make a K series with that, but she has a 9700 with a 2070. And it was running really good, you know, over 60 FPS. I was very impressed.
5897, descend via base 1 arrival, Los Angeles landing runway 24 right, altimeter tree 006.
Ooh, the FE models? Yeah, I think I've only had one FE model, and that was the 3070 I had, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And had I been able to get a 4080 FE, I would have gone that direction too, but beggars can't be choosers. So I got what I got. Alright, we can bring up our VS a little bit here. But yeah, I would love to get like a 5080 FE. Although I would like to go to... See... This damn flight sim. The only reason I'd consider a 90 series, the 90s, is because of the VRAM. It makes a world of a difference with flight simming, for sure. But also other titles as well. I've been very happy with my system. Once you figure out some things, you know, there's still tricks and whatever it be for flight sim
Delta 658 heavy,
to get, you know, the best performance out of it.
Contact Los Angeles Center 125.8.
But I've been very happy with it. Don't feel like rebuilding the case at the moment, so that's my only option. Okay. Yeah, I get you. I get you on that. I have a friend who's kind of in the same dilemma. He's considering doing like a pre-build because he just wants to get an upgrade of a system, period. And I keep telling him just buy the parts instead. But I think he's in the same boat where he doesn't want to do any fiddling. And he can also hand his PC down to someone else. If those new Alienware systems weren't so expensive, I would get one of those dudes, because they now have it so you can replace the components inside. You know, motherboard, CPU, all the jazz. Well, you can always use CPU, but it's not all proprietary stuff now. You know, there still are a couple things, and there's like an attachment you have to buy for like $70 or something to change out the motherboard, I think, to get the I/O to work properly. If they weren't so expensive, I would consider getting one of those dudes and then hand down my PC to my wife if it came with a 5080. But they're just crazy expensive, and she doesn't need a new PC. That's just me thinking she needs a new PC. It would be more expensive than rebuilding the case, which is not a good thing.
SkyWest 5297.
Oh man, I know me. Yeah,
Los
I hear you.
Angeles Center, SkyWest 5297, descending via Ironman 2, 2,100 feet.
All right, getting close to 10,000.
Los Angeles Center, copy.
Keeping that speed up a little bit. We're supposed to be at 250 at this point, so we're a little high. I mean, a little fast.
Contact SoCal approach 12 for 0.5.
Contact SoCal approach, SkyWest 5297.
Did it say something different? Did it say something weird there? 12425?
SoCal
Did it not
approach,
say the point?
SkyWest 5297, 1,500 feet with information Golf.
I have noticed that way beyond ETC, it will do the, instead of doing the ones, sometimes it will do the, you know, instead of saying 124.5, it will say 24.5. I like that, because they do that in real life.
SkyWest 5297.
And I thought it used to do that before, and then it stopped. So I don't know if they fixed it or what. It's a beautiful day in LA. That's beautiful. Sin is so gorgeous. It's wild. Alright, here comes 10,000. Alright, landing lights are coming on board. I got the 2K set aside when it drops. I just need to get it to drop. Oh man. That's crazy. I never would have thought a graphic card would be $2,000. You know, I spent $1,200 on my 4080. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought a graphic card would be 2K. That's just crazy to even fathom. Alright, looking really good on the approach. And we have the localizer already up. That's cool. Like, I remember when I got back into PCs. God, how long ago was that now? It was around the time my wife and I started dating, so 9 years ago, roughly. 9 to 10 years ago. I think it was just before we started dating. But I went to laptops because I wanted it portable. I like the sleek designs, and I instantly went to Alienware because they had the best gaming laptops at the time, and probably still do. Obviously they're a little hot, but I went through 3 different gaming laptops, but each one of them were like, I don't know, $1,200, you know, for a decent. It wasn't high, you know, that wasn't the best of the best, but it's probably just above mid-range specs at the time. And that was an entire laptop. I'm sure the same laptop now is like 3K, you know, in terms of current specs. Well, the 5080 I had was only $14.99. What's another 500? Yeah, what's another 500? I'm just gonna say this, you know, my car is paid off in like 7 days. Finally paid off in about 7 days. I think I might need a reward. No, I'm not going to buy a 5080 or 90. I won't do that. There's downtown Los Angeles. This is so cool looking right here, right? How cool is that? Got some of the haze down there, got some fog. I mean, some clouds. That's a freaking awesome shot. That's a screenshot worthy if I've ever seen one. That's cool. Alright, coming up on 6,000. We're a little fast. Bring that speed back. We're supposed to be at 210 at this point. My last flight I did into LAX, I came in way too high. Way too high. Alright, leveling off here. Let's bring in a little bit of throttle. I think the clouds still break through the cockpit in this plane. I thought I just saw some clouds in the cockpit. Alright, so let's get our heading mode on. There's a plane out here on the side.
SkyWest 5297, descend, maintain 4,000, vectors for the approach.
Descend, maintain 4,000.
Alright, we got clearance down to 4,000. And let's go to heading mode. Hey Irishman, thanks for the 5 gifts. Much appreciated. Much appreciated as always. Thanks for all the support here on the channel. 171 on heading, down to 4,000. I got rid of the annoying, I can't believe this. Ed, welcome in. Question, I just bought the Phoenix. Does the Phoenix launch when I start the sim? It launches when you launch the sim. Or not, when you launch the flight. So like you get into the Phoenix, it will load up a third, an external app. The Phoenix, whatever it's called. It will automatically launch that because it adds it to the file to launch when you launch Flight Sim. So yeah, you shouldn't have to launch anything outside of the aircraft itself.
Right, heading 190, intercept at 24 right localizer, descend, maintain 3,000 feet.
190.
Turn right, heading 190.
3,000.
Intercept the 24 right localizer. Descend, maintain 3,000 feet.
Darren, hopefully you're still in here, but these vectors so far have been pretty damn impressive. Pretty damn impressive. Alright, let's go to approach. Irishman, you're adding to the fund for the 5090. I'm joking. Alright, let's go over here and let's go to aircraft, no, hold on, performance, set all. So we have our arrival information. Enjoy the Phoenix. That is an amazing aircraft. It's probably the best aircraft. Well, it's no doubt the best aircraft in Flight Sim 2024 at the moment. And then when the iFlight comes out, I don't know. I'm pretty biased. I love that 737 from iFly. That is a fun plane. I had a blast flying that thing in 2020. And every other plane's probably gonna go on the back burner once that comes out. We're expecting. Did I not turn on the reversers? I thought I did. I guess not. We're expecting the 777 any day now, probably tomorrow.
5297, contact Los Angeles Tower 133.9er.
I doubt I'll get it. I say that now. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not a long haul dude. I'm really not.
Take care.
But I'll probably be pressured into getting it. Do the premium voices purchased on Beyondatc ATC have anything with what now? Do the premium voices purchased on the ATC have to do anything with how ATC responds to you? No. No, it should be about the same. Alright, first notch of flaps coming out. You're excited to have it now? Awesome. It's a fun plane. That Phoenix is incredible. Alright, let's get the yoke cam going if it works. Hey, look at that.
Los Angeles Tower, wind 085 at tree.
Alright, throttles are coming back a little bit. We're clear to land. No, it shouldn't.
Runway 2 for right, cleared to land.
It shouldn't matter
SkyWest
too
5297.
much, from my understanding. I've used the basic voices just a little bit, with all of the talking, and I don't notice anything major.
Alaska 1414, ready for departure. Runway 24 left.
It's been pretty much the same. What kind of issues you've been having though, Irishman?
Alaska 1414, hold short of 2 for left.
All right, so we got a plane holding short on the left of us.
24 left. Alaska 1414.
It's cool to have like an ultra wide like this because you can see where the photogrammetry is loading in here on the left, but it's clear here. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Runway 24 left, line up and wait. Alaska 1414.
All right, and gear coming down. Flaps are coming down to the next level. Bring back the throttle. We have a pretty much no wind here. Plane's kind of coming in at a crab, it looked like, though. That's kind of weird. All right, this is the Asobo LAX, so there's, I think it's missing like a taxiway or two.
Alaska 1414.
Flaps 30.
Los Angeles Tower. Wind 085 at tree. Fly runway heading. Runway 2 for left.
All right.
Cleared for takeoff.
Throttle, or sorry, autopilot's off.
Fly runway heading. Runway 24 left. Cleared for takeoff.
We got a plane taking off as we're landing. Very cool. I don't know if we can see him. I don't see him yet.
Southwest 1277. Contact SoCal departure.
This is not the time to be plane spotting, by the way.
Southwest 1277.
Just saying. A little high on the approach. Still a little high on the approach. There's a plane up front. Is that the plane that took off? No, can't be.
400.
Alright, watching throttle, speed.
Alaska 1414. Contact SoCal departure.
200.
Contact SoCal departure. Alaska 1414.
Little bouncy on this approach.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Floating a bit.
20.
Come on, get down, buddy.
10.
Bring back. Get those gears touchdown. Come on now. Come on, you can do it. There's a touchdown. Alright, Versa's coming out. Definitely floated that guy. We have at a United, I guess we're gonna try to go behind. Alright, flaps coming up.
SkyWest 5297. Exit left at Bravo Bravo.
Alright, we're gonna hold behind
Exit
this
left at
United.
Bravo, Bravo, SkyWest 5297.
And landing lights are off. And reversers are stowed. I think the basics are fine. Not any issues understanding. Okay. Where are we holding here? Is there a plane over there? Why is it going so slow? Camera. Drone speed. Let's pick up the pace, buddy. Alright, there's no plane over here. No plane holding. I don't see a plane on arrival. So why is that plane just sitting there? Maybe it's broken? Let me try, MET traffic. Let's check the traffic map, shall we? Where the hell? Why are we over there? Okay. So, zoom in. There's this guy in front of us. There's definitely no one holding short, so we're going to remove that plane. Click on this dude. There we go. He's gone. Alright, cool. The beauty of traffic. That was weird. I haven't had that issue for a long while. Stuck traffic. Alright. And we're going to go here.
SkyWest 5297. Contact ground 121.65.
Ground 121.65, SkyWest 5297.
It's just
Have a
glitchy and
good one.
slow. Like the voices, or like, are you talking? Los Angeles ground, SkyWest 5297. We're holding short runway 24 left, looking to taxi to gate Zulu 52 Golf. Zulu 52 Golf. That's interesting.
SkyWest 5297, welcome to Los Angeles Airport. Gate Zulu
What did I
52
use
Golf
to remove the
taxi
traffic?
via
It's
Alpha
called
Alpha.
Beyondatc traffic map. It's on their website at beyondatc.net.
Gate Zulu 52 Golf
Completely
via
free of
Alpha
charge.
Alpha.
I have
Hold
an
short
older
runway
version.
24 left,
There was a
SkyWest
minor change to it.
5297.
SkyWest 5297, cross runway 24 left at Alpha Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha Alpha, Bravo, Charlie 5, Charlie.
Bravo,
Cross
Charlie
runway 2 for left
5.
at Alpha Alpha. Continue taxi via
Charlie.
Alpha Alpha, Bravo, Charlie 5, Charlie, SkyWest 5297.
I have to look at the actual signs here because my charts are all goofed up here. There's nothing on these charts. I'm guessing left. Totally guessing on this one. Let's see what this says here. Echo. That's what my charts show. Echo as well. Charlie 5. Charlie... What? Oh, maybe I was supposed to go... Oh, I see. Well, son of a gun. Done screwed up the taxi as I always do. Do I have my charts on here? Let's see. See if I can show you. Use FMS. No. Okay, whatever. I was supposed to follow... This is Spirit. I was supposed to go across this way. There's a taxiway that goes all the way around on the other side of the airport, and then Charlie 5's over here. I'm supposed to be over there. We're just gonna go over here. We're gonna make up our own rules.
Contact Tower 133.9er, American 2.
Yeah, the map in Beyondatc. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. I could use that too. Let's see, actually, let me see. Get rid of this, bring that up. So there's the map in Beyondatc. So it's saying to take a left here, or sorry, a right here. On November. And this will bring me all the way down. Jeez. Sorry. That would bring me all the way down to Charlie.
Delta 1445 at Gate Tree 5. Request pushback.
I forget that even is there. It'd be cool if they had a hotkey to like switch between them.
Los Angeles ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Maybe I should put that in their
Southeast.
tips, or not tips.
Pushback
What's it called?
approved.
Suggestions.
Delta 1445.
Because there's a hotkey to make like Beyondatc come to the front. There's a hotkey to obviously talk, and there's a couple other hotkeys you can do. But it'd be cool to have a hotkey to bring this to the on the top. It'd also be cool if you could remove the traffic within the app itself and not have to use the traffic map. But it's fine. Another Spirit taken off. Well, everyone, thanks for coming in today's stream. Last minute kind of notice. Thursday, I'm hoping to do another stream.
Southwest
And then
3591, gate 14,
I travel for the
pushback.
weekend, so I won't be back until late Monday, so probably...
Southwest 3591, Los Angeles ground, pushback.
I don't remember what my
approved,
schedule is
face
next
north.
week, but probably next Thursday or Friday
Pushback approved,
for a
face
for a
north,
stream
Southwest
after
3591.
this Thursday. Alright, so left up here, right? Nope, guess we're going straight still. Where the hell are we going? Alright, going to Bravo. Another plane taking off. Which one's that? We had two Spirits. We have a United. Nope, American. Yeah, this stuttering's been much improved. Whoa, straight. So if you're curious, my traffic settings I use, does it show up on there? Yep. Okay. Is 4 for parked, 3 for departures, 3 for arrivals, and 2 for en route. And it seems to be the perfect amount for me. Well, how'd I do that? How did I get the zoom out so far?
At gate 25
It seems to be like a really nice blend of traffic and nice with the
Delta
FPS.
42, Los Angeles ground, hold
I had to put a video up
position,
yesterday about how to improve your performance with
Delta 842.
beyond ATC traffic, and that is using there's an add-on I found
Delta 1445, taxi for departure.
that lowers the textures with
Delta 1445, runway
FSLTL,
24 left,
and it only works with
via Delta,
FSLTL.
Delta 9er, Delta 8,
So
Echo,
if you want to search for that on the channel here,
Runway 24 left.
I definitely
taxi
saw
Delta,
at least a
Delta
5 to
9er,
10
Delta
FPS
8,
boost.
Echo,
Right
Romeo,
now,
Delta 1445.
well, my FPS counter is off, not working right,
Taxi to the active.
so I'm not sure what I'm getting right now, and I turned off the developer mode.
Southwest 3591,
I would
runway
say
24 left, taxi via Delta 8, Echo, Romeo.
60, between 60 and 70.
Runway 24 left, taxi
Well,
via Delta
probably
8
50 to
Echo,
60 I'm
Romeo,
getting right now.
Southwest 3591.
That's what I'd say, 50 to 70 probably. And you can see there's plenty of traffic still. We got some Americans,
Southwest
Spirits.
3591, contact Los Angeles Tower 133.9.
We have planes departing, planes arriving, so plenty of traffic. Got some United over here.
Tower 133.9er, Southwest 3591.
Yeah, I'm flying. Yep.
Delta 1445,
Flying out of
hold position
Chicago.
for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position for traffic. Delta 1445.
I'm running a 4080.
Delta
4080.
1445, continue taxi.
So we got American there. We have is an American out here in the distance too.
Delta 1445.
Nope, that's a FedEx. Look at that. Good old FedEx.
Delta 1445, contact Los Angeles Tower 133.9.
Okay, so we're gonna take a left up here.
Over to
Yeah, I'm
Tower
flying. I had
133.9er,
to decide
Delta
between. I
1445.
haven't heard this FedEx call.
Delta 842, Los Angeles.
Are they
ground,
calling them-
pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
I haven't heard anything from that
Pushback and engine start
FedEx.
approved. Face north. Delta 842.
It's interesting. Want to know if that livery's wrong. I've never parked over here before. Oh, okay. They're lining up for the runway to taking off. Okay, that's why they're on tower. There goes the FedEx. Instead of 306. It's rare that I see cargo planes take off like this. It's cool. Oh, we got a plane behind us. Move our ass. And I missed our parking. It's supposed to be on the left here. Plane spotting. I've never parked over here before. So we're here, right? 52 Golf. Okay, we'll take it. Alright, taxi lights are off. I guess this makes sense for the CRJ.
Delta 842. Taxi for departure.
Alright, parking brake is set. Over
Delta
here.
842, runway 24
Go to
left,
aircraft.
taxi via Delta 8, Echo Romeo.
Aircraft.
Runway 24 left,
That.
taxi via Delta
On.
8 Echo
On.
Romeo. Delta 842.
And this doesn't always work to switch over to the APU, to the
Delta
GPU.
842, contact Los Angeles
Go on down
Tower
here.
133.9er.
Turn those off.
Over to Tower 133.9er, Delta 842. Take
Cool,
care.
that's working. And let's go to the door. Stairs. I don't know if Jetway's gonna work. That's not gonna move, right? No. That's really weird. So you get off the stairs here, and then you go in here.
Southwest 453, Los Angeles ground.
And how does this connect to the airport?
Face north.
How does that... How the hell does that work? You take a bus? You must have to take a bus, huh? So you go inside this terminal, this janky-ass looking terminal. Oh yeah, then you go on the bus there, and then the bus will take you to wherever the bus takes you. To the main terminal? That's crazy. And this is all like just connected.
WestJet 1513, gate 27.
It's a crazy terminal, man. I hope to never have to go here.
WestJet 1513,
I hope to never have to go here.
Pushback approved. Phase east.
I like creating traffic jams just to see if I can survive them until takeoff. That's fantastic. I wonder what kind of FPS I'm getting. Let's check. Let's go to dev mode. Now I'm curious. Let it settle down. Alright, let me go to debug, FPS. 58, 59, yeah.
Hold short runway 24 left.
That's pretty damn good. Considering all the traffic we have. You know, the traffic we have, is this inbuilt? I gotta see what... the trams at DCA, yeah. I want to see if this is a Sobos or not. Yeah, this is a Sobos airport. Okay, it's definitely not any builds. Any builds, I'd probably get like 40 FPS.
Southwest 453, runway 24 left, taxi via
But this
Delta
is
8,
a well
Echo
done.
Romeo.
It's a weird.
Runway 24 left, taxi via Delta 8 Echo Romeo, Southwest 453.
How did? Oh, it must have backed from over there. Okay. But yeah, so that 2K, you can see like the liveries look really good still. But there's just that nice performance boost.
Los Angeles Tower 133.9er.
Like before this, I'd probably... Oh, look at that WestJet holding there.
Contact Tower 1.
I'd probably end up with, I would say, in the 40s. 40s, low 50s. But with this little hack with FSLTL, I'm able to get, you know, nice 60 FPS. Pretty consistent. Little stutters here and there, but nothing terrible. I'm pretty happy with it.
WestJet 1513.
Well,
Request
that is
taxi.
where I'm going to say goodbye. Let's see what happens if we turn off traffic, or turn off Beyond ATC.
Delta 658 heavy, cross runway 24 right at Alpha Alpha.
Wrong button.
Continue taxi via Yankee. Hold short runway 24 left.
Alright, let's kill out Beyond ATC. It's all gone. And 70. So about a 10 FPS difference. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good for Beyond ATC, right? Oh, we're climbing. We're slowly climbing even more. 15. Oh, we're almost at 80 now. Alright, never mind. It's like an 18 frame difference. Anywhere between, well, I'd say 10 to 12. 10 to 12. I'd say with the FPS difference. Cool. Anyways, thanks everyone for coming into the day's stream. Next stream I'm planning for Thursday around the normal time here in the morning. And once I get some kind of time, I'll get it up on the channel and get it all scheduled. So we'll see you for the next flight. As always, take care. Thanks for coming in. And thanks, Irishman, for the 5 gifted subs. Take care. Oh, Irishman, I'm speaking. This is God. I'm speaking to you now. I saw your message. I have drone mode is insert for me. So I hit that little button, insert, but I'm using also the 2020 keys, so it might be different for whatever you have in 2024, but yeah, I think it's just called drone cam or something. But that's how I access that mode. All right, see ya.